What's poppin', y'all? One of the sadder stories and cautionary tales we need to talk about, and I don't feel like is getting enough attention, is Polo G. So Polo G, while he hasn't had a hit in quite a while, I don't even know if he's had an album or is gearing up for an album release. It feels like for the majority of 2023, he's been quiet. I think he released something last year, but very good rapper, made great music, had hit songs, had a number one song, all of the above. His career was going good. Young guy too. However, earlier this year, sometime in the summer, we find out that his house got raided. And we're all looking at it befuddled. Like, what? Why is Polo G's house getting raided? I mean, he raps all the gangster stuff, but he pretty much stays out the way for the most part. We haven't seen him have issues with other rappers. We haven't seen him have beef with anybody publicly. We haven't seen him claiming gangs in LA or the surrounding LA suburbs. So we would wonder what trouble he would be getting into. What happened is him and his younger brother, Trench Baby, got arrested for kidnapping, robbery, assault, and they searched his entire house. Now what happened afterwards is he bonded out and it kind of got quiet a little bit. But one thing that was relatively eerie was I think a clip I had seen about academics or from academics where he goes on to say that Polo G needs to watch how he moves. This is just kind of like a warning. If he doesn't change things up, something might happen or he might get involved with something that might hurt his career or his freedom, which was kind of odd. I was like, what is he even talking about? We come to find out months later that academics knew something we didn't. And Polo G's younger brother, Trench Baby, was accused of murder in a drive-by case. So now that guy's facing a murder charge. And it said in the following: Polo G's brother, Trench Baby, is accused of killing a man in LA drive-by shooting and is currently sitting in a jail cell after getting charged with felony murder. They were told that paramedics found the guy dead at the scene when they found him at 1:30 a.m. with gunshot wounds. And then the cops say they believe the incident was the first in a string of crimes Trench Baby allegedly went on to commit in the following months. So even after he allegedly killed this dude, he goes on to commit more crimes. There was a residential robbery on August 15th. There was a dissuading a witness by force on September 10th. And he said both of those charges involved the same person. So this guy was just causing straight up havoc, allegedly speaking. Now, Trench Baby's attorney, Bradford Cohen, who Polo G's 100% paying for. Bradford Cohen is a very well-known attorney within hip-hop criminal cases. And they speak out and says, "This case against Mr. Bartlett is an example of the Los Angeles State Attorney's Office trying to charge a young man with very little physical evidence and a lot of hearsay. No murder weapon, no motive. His cell phone does not place him on the scene, no gunshot residue, and there's no eyewitness identifying him. He was actually given a $2 million bond, but once he made the bond, the state attorney who has spoken out about justice reform went back and pulled the bond. We expect to move this case forward and demonstrate why this incident could not have been torn and is most likely one of the several other suspects that police have questioned regarding this incident." As far as I know, this guy's still locked up. And this was in around November, like November 20th. Academics went on to give further clarification and kind of like a bio about Trench Baby, which for some reason nobody decided to repost that part. But he was saying that this dude Trench Baby would do stuff like pose to be Polo G or someone in Polo G's camp, invite videographers, producers, whoever, and just rob them. Rob them for their chains, rob them for their equipment, and stick people up continuously. Polo G 100% knew about this, even after the first arrest, and he continued to let him do this. And this is where I will 100% put blame on Polo G, because he's in a difficult situation, right? His younger brother is being a menace. He's living in Polo G's really expensive house. He bought like a house for several $1 million. He's got cars he can use. Polo G was overseas for one of the robberies this guy was doing. You've got to be a certain type of, I don't even know if we're going to call this person human or person, to be living alone, maybe with your mom, in a multi-million-dollar house. Well, actually, the mom is the manager, so she's probably out with Polo G overseas. Your brother's overseas. Your mom's probably overseas with him as well as the manager. You've got this huge crib in sunny California, Southern California. You've got all these whips that he's probably letting you use. Instead of doing what, I don't know, this guy's in his late teens, early 20s. Instead of doing what somebody that age would be doing, who's not in school or anything, and I don't know, playing Fortnite, inviting the homies over, maybe smoking or something, kicking it, maybe playing basketball outside in the backyard. No, this guy decides to set up robberies. There's just some screws loose or some nails bent sideways, perpendicular, creating right angles. Like something's going on in this guy's mind. Or nothing's going on in this guy's mind. And this is where we have to look at Polo G, because Polo G knew this was happening. Now, obviously, he's not going to rat on his brother, snitch on his brother, bring him to the police. I understand that. I would never tell Polo G to do that. However, Polo G had to clear his name in the sense that, let me give you guys an example. You look at any kind of self-improvement, financial, any type of channel like this, sometimes they even hit my comment section. Very rarely though, since I'm not the target demographic. But there will be these weird comments that are pretty much just like leading someone to a scam. And there'll be a comment chain. So someone will comment something like, oh yeah, I was having trouble investing and blah, blah, blah. And then like 15 other people comment that leads you to the most white Nebraskan name you can ever hear. And they're like, oh yeah, this person helped me out. Or what people will do is, let's say my channel, right? Let's say helloyassine. Someone will reply to every comment as like a fake helloyassine profile and tell you to message them on WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever. And then they'll scam the person. Now, what a lot of people will do, some people will actually fall for this, unfortunately, but what people will do is say, hey, I will never DM you. I will never ask for your information. I'll never tell you to message me on Telegram or whatever. I don't have any investing advice for you, etc. Just to kind of let people know, hey, this isn't me. So what Polo G could have done is say, hey, if anybody messages you that's not me or my manager, my mom, @mom, then it isn't me. That's an easy way to let everybody know, hey, yo, if someone else is saying that they can get you to me, they can't. It's only me and my mom that can get you in touch or in contact with me. This way, he stifles his brother's business of robbing people. He keeps his reputation clean and he saves people from getting robbed. I think it's a win-win-win situation, and I think that's the best move he should have made. However, when people are getting robbed by your brother, and then you're kind of defending your brother, it's going to hurt your reputation and your relationships. And this whole game is a game of relationships. And then who knows what beef his brother is getting into. And this is where we got to kind of circle back to the mom a bit. Now, the mom gets a lot of credit. She claims a lot of credit. She's like, oh, I raised my son this way. Polo turned out like this. He's a good kid, etc. I don't really got anything bad to say about Polo G in particular. However, if she's willing to take credit for Polo G's success, she has to be willing to take credit for her other son's massive failure. It's only fair, right? We're not going to say, oh, she's a great mother. Polo G succeeded. Look at him, when succeeding in rap is pretty much straight up outlier. You're really as strong as your weakest link. So if the other son is doing alleged murders, robbing people, which is probably fact that he's 100% robbing people, we just haven't seen, the case for that come up yet. And a lot of people probably wouldn't tell on him because they don't want to be outed as snitches within hip hop. So it's kind of crazy. So yeah, I think the mom has a difficult situation here with one of the sons being a gargantuan, not just failure in the sense that he didn't succeed in anything, just a liability, like a thorn on their side. And it's a tough situation to be in for both of them. But I feel bad. I don't feel bad for them as much as I do for the people that are actually getting robbed and harmed, thinking they're linking with Polo G, which maybe doing some due diligence would have helped them a bit more. However, think about it. The guy's got 150,000 followers. You see him with Polo G all the time. He's his literal brother. If he tells you that, hey, I can get you in contact with Polo G, are you crazy to believe him? And probably the last thing on your mind is you're like, damn, this guy might rob, this guy who's with Polo G, who's pretty much Polo G's taking care of his whole lifestyle, he might actually rob me. I don't think that's crossing people's mind. They don't think that someone can be this unhinged, but someone is clearly this unhinged. So yeah, I don't know what Polo G's going through right now. Hopefully he can come back, drop some music. This is 100% going to be something that he's forced to address, whether it's in interviews. It's the highlight of what's been going on, or the low light, if you want to call it that. And he has to talk about it. I think probably that's why he's kind of laying low a little bit, waiting for the case to pass, which that's going to take years, most likely. So he can't let his career stall for years because there's already the Polo G fell off comments, or actually those comments don't even exist right now. I feel like a lot of people just let Polo G escape the forefront of their mind if he's not constantly releasing hits. But him falling off or him getting back into the game, I wouldn't say he fell off personally, isn't something I'm concerned about because Polo G has the talent and the ability to drop songs. That's something he's proven, especially at his age. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.